Hey there, it's Josh, and welcome back to the Influential You podcast, where we're about to dive into the world of stage 3, known. This is from the 5 stages of professional influence that we teach here at Influential You. Now, this is the place where you've gained some traction and you're probably feeling pretty great about where you are, but you want more, and you have bigger aims and a bigger earning potential is in sight. Now, this is most relevant to individuals who are currently seeing a bit of success. Maybe you're feeling like you're on your way and you may be a bit comfortable where you are in your current career. You're probably a lifelong learner, and people who are ready for their next big thing, this is a place to listen closely. Complacency and comfort are the enemy of those that are in stage 3, known. In this stage, as you become rather successful, you may oftentimes think that you know it all. I've been there. I've been there frequently. We're going to tell you what to look out for, but first, as you know, this podcast is made possible by Influential You's self-guided program, Thrive. Thrive is a self-paced learning tool that gives you more of what you see and hear here on the podcast, and it's relevant to your work, life, and activity, health, and career. Now, you can use coupon code 30days for a free 30-day trial of the Thrive program. Once again, that coupon code is 30 days. Now listen, I spoke to Marcus, and he said that he downloaded Thrive and paused it like I told him to on the last episode, and then finished the episode later. I'm telling you guys, it works. Pause this podcast right now and go to influentialyou.global/thrive and use the keyword 30 days. I'll be here when you unpause. And now that we've unpaused, let's get down to business. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Influential You podcast. I'm Josh D'Amigo, program faculty member for Influential You and your host for this weekly podcast. Today, we're talking about stage 3, known, of the 5 stages of professional influence. Now, if you're unsure which stage you are in your networks, career, or social circles, we have a free quiz that you can take, and it's all in the show notes. In this stage, you may be cruising through your entrepreneur journey, or perhaps you're a mid-level manager who's regularly rewarded and routinely doing pretty great with your numbers. You may have already become part of the C-suite, and you enjoy the respect you receive from your board, your colleagues, or from the higher-ups in your organization. But you still know that there's a pathway to an even greater earning potential or even more autonomy in many of your conditions of life. Well, you've come a long way, my friend. You're known for your value, you're known for your help, and you're known for your authority. People are taking notice of your accomplishments, and you're riding high on that wave of success. But you're ambitious, and you know you can do more. This is a very exciting place to be. Now, here's the key problem at this stage. You don't have a long-term strategy beyond those familiar tactics that got you known. I'll say it again. You don't have a long-term strategy beyond the familiar tactics that you used to get you known. You know that doing the same thing will not get better results. And now it's time for more, because if you're only able to move with those bag of tricks, you're going to hit your glass ceiling over and over again. You want to break through. Now, this stage is difficult to break through. You'll need to focus on maturing your professional influence. You've probably realized you need to grow up a bit. You've realized your assets and liabilities, and you've accounted for them on a regular basis. You've begun eliminating entitlement that creeps into each and every one of us, and you're understanding that you're going to need valuable help in order to move forward, much more valuable than you may have had at other stages. Personally, I find myself here in this stage quite often. My results and the consequences of my work generally fall between our last subject, somewhat known, and known, like this one. So when I'm talking to you about up-leveling, I'm talking about some of the things I'm learning. I'm learning how to have a better EQ, more emotional intelligence. and getting really comfortable with strategic planning and getting buy-in from other people around me. Sometimes this emotional intelligence may mean not punishing ourselves for not achieving aims earlier in life, and it allows us to give ourselves some grace for maybe past shortcomings. It's time for you and I to elevate our games from just doing tactical work to doing strategic work. Understanding a process for long-term planning is truly the name of the game, and it's crucial for your growth, for your rewards, and for your gains. We're talking about putting valuable, recurrent transactions into place and building a dream team that can manage the key roles and outcomes alongside us. The concept of scaling and leading larger and larger teams on bigger and bigger projects should be entering your mind frequently. You will need to find places to grow fitness and gain a surplus in many of your conditions of life in order to achieve known stage. Now, here's something to consider, because remember, you're probably doing pretty good. It may get comfortable to stay here, and that's perfectly okay. You don't have to move to another stage. But if you're looking for more, you'll need to find a way to multiply your influence, and that means getting your processes together, creating long-term planning that involves a skilled team that's willing to act on your behalf. Now, like I said, people may become comfortable and complacent in this stage. Don't let that be you. People who've elevated beyond this stage are aware that they need to be lifelong learners. It's incredibly essential to maximize your potential. Oftentimes, it's not about what you know, but what you don't know that is truly important. I'll say it a different way. We need to find these black swans. We need to be aware of those things that we don't know. And that's where influential you comes into play. In fact, in an interview I had not too long ago with one of our clients, Dallas Jackson, she mentioned a mantra that has become quite valuable for me. That mantra is, I'm not as smart as I think I am. I'll say it again for those of you that probably wanted to write that down. I'm not as smart as I think I am. When I ask this question, it allows me to question those things that I think I know and get ready for the next learning opportunity. And you can watch that Influential You podcast episode with Dallas Jackson. We've put the episode link in the show notes. Now, this is exactly where you will go to work with us in your studies at Influential You. How do you know that you've won in this stage? Well, you're going to start seeing some progress that you actually plan for. You've began to implement long-term strategies, and you've assembled a dream team to bring it to life with and for you. You're not just playing a short game anymore. You're playing a long game. You and your team have begun to make all of these dreams happen. Now you're growing your services, you're expanding your business, and you're learning that you can delegate things, and you're hitting aims consistently. In fact, you're hitting them over and over and over again. You've probably learned, in fact, not probably, you've definitely learned how to decline powerfully and gracefully, and you're well on your way to achieving your well-defined aims. Well, that's all for today's lesson on stage 3 known of the 5 stages of professional influence. You can join us next time as we explore stage 4, well-known. Remember, your career is in your hands, and with Influential You, you can redefine what winning looks like. Now, here's something you can do right away before you finish this podcast. What's a next level aim that you want to accomplish? We say here at Influential You that you can't do a thing unless you say a thing. So I double dog dare you right now, write down that thing right here in the comments. It might be the start of you actually achieving it. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. Once again, my name is Josh D'Amigo, and I'll see you next time on the Influential You podcast.